We're going to listen to what Hakeem Jeffrey has to say regarding Donald Trump's invasion of Venezuela. This is at Hakeem Jeffrey's page. So, of course, he's going to always bring in the fire. So they're not too happy. But this is the first time we really had a conversation with anybody that's in the House and heard anything about what they have to say regarding what Donald Trump has done. So, the Republicans are keeping quiet. As I spoke to you before, and I'll say it again, whenever we put the Republicans in charge, they do not want to govern. They just want the power. They don't want it, and that's not a surprise because Donald Trump said the same thing regarding Venezuela. They aren't doing anything about the people that are there. They're just there to get the oil. Marco Rubio, the reporter asked Marco Rubio, are you guys going to take over? You're going to do what you got to do? And she said, when are you going to have elections? And he said, elections? Like it was some foreign word that he was talking about. They have no intention of governing. They have no intention of any of this coming on their plate other than dominating what they have been doing. So I found this from Hakeem Jeffrey. I wanted to hear what he had to say. I wanted to hear what they all had to say, what questions they had for him, and how did he answer it? Has he been truthful? Is he being truthful? Are they being truthful to the House? Who knows? Nobody knows what these people will say. Nobody. That's the one thing I don't like about this.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year.
Don't do that.
Trump administration has started 2026 in the same way that they spent all of 2025, unleashing chaos.
Are you kidding me? Sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Crisis and corruption at
Sorry, guys. All right.
level corruption at levels unprecedented in modern American history. The Trump administration has not done a damn thing throughout its entire time in office to make life better for the American people. Donald Trump and the administration and the Republican extremists, they promised all of 2024 when they were on the campaign trail trying to get power that they were going to lower costs. In fact, it was Donald Trump who said costs would go down on day one of his administration. A year later, costs haven't gone down in the United States of America. Costs have gone up. The affordability crisis is not a hoax. It is very real. Housing costs out of control, grocery costs out of control, utility costs out of control, childcare costs out of control, and healthcare costs out of control. This week, as a result of a Democratic-led effort, the House of Representatives will vote on bipartisan legislation to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits so we can prevent tens of millions of Americans from experiencing dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles this month. Increases that in some cases could result in everyday Americans paying $1,000 or $2,000 more per month. Completely and totally unacceptable in the United States of America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world. House Democrats are going to continue to fight to lower the high cost of living, fix our broken healthcare system, and make life better for everyday Americans.
Well, according to them, I think they got like 5 or 6 Republicans on board to vote for it. Now they have to get it through the Senate. I think they're going to go through. It's going to go through the House, but it's the Senate that they have to worry about, and bills go over there to die if nobody's going to vote on them, or Thune is not going to bring it up. So let's hope they bring it up.
While Donald Trump and the administration is off starting wars, most recently connected to the unauthorized military action in Venezuela. This wasn't a law enforcement action. They're lying to the American people when they say that.
We know that.
It was an unprecedented military action.
We know that.
And yes, in fact, it is the case that Maduro is a bad guy, a dictator, someone who was not the legitimate head of government or head of state in Venezuela. We also know that the future of the Venezuelan people should be determined by the Venezuelan people, not by Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, or Stephen Miller. Are you kidding me? These people don't even know how to run the United States of America. And we're supposed to believe that there's any credibility to the notion that the Trump administration is going to run Venezuela, a country of 30 million people?
We know they don't know how to do it. And they said they're not going to do it. They're just lying about saying they're going to do it. They just want the oil. We know that.
In South America, the American people reject the possibility of another unjustified foreign war that seems to be on the horizon because of Trump's desire to reward big oil in the United States of America, while continuing to not do a damn thing to make life better for the American people. Question?
I told y'all to keep your eye on whether everything this administration does is for big business, because everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Trump is America first. He's America first." He's not he's not for the middleman. He's not for the middle class. Keep an eye on everything he does. Everything he does is to benefit the rich people or the business class. He does nothing to benefit people like you and me, who are everyday ordinary Americans. You just keep your eye on. I'm just telling you first. There ain't gonna be nothing that he does for the plain old American people.
Mr. Leader, thank you. Happy New Year. You used the term unauthorized and unprecedented, but do you believe the administration's actions in Venezuela were illegal? And if so, what actions are Democrats prepared to take?
We're going to have a conversation with the administration within the hour when the leaders of the House and Senate on a bipartisan basis are going to be briefed at the highest levels by so-called Secretary of Defense, Attorney General, as I understand it, Secretary of State, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the CIA Director.
Okay, so this evening they got briefed on what was going on and what, when, and how. So we'll see how everybody acts tomorrow morning, seeing as how they all got briefed about what went down in Venezuela. He just said they're going to have a brief in a few minutes, between a bipartisan brief. So they're supposed to be told what is going on, not by the president, but by Hegseth, Bondi, and whoever else that shows up. So we'll see how everybody reacts tomorrow, seeing as how we know they're gonna have a meeting tonight with the administration.
There are a lot of questions that need to be answered on behalf of the American people. So that's the next step that's in front of us right now. What's clear is that the administration took military action without congressional approval. It was military action, not a law enforcement action, despite what members of the administration are claiming right now. And the notion that the American people are supposed to believe that the military action that the Trump administration took had anything really to do with a counter narcotics effort is belied by the fact that it was Donald Trump just a few weeks ago who pardoned the former president of Honduras.
We know it's not, we know what it is. We know that this president and the people around him are lying. We know that they're lying. We don't know the extent of what, but we know that they're lying. So we're going to see how you all act in the next 4 days to see whether he's going to be held accountable for any of these lies. Let's see.
Who's one of the world's leading narco traffickers. Former president of Honduras was convicted by an American jury of narco trafficking, of jamming more than 400 tons of cocaine into the United States of America. He was sentenced after being convicted by an American jury to 45 years of hard time in federal prison. Former president of Honduras said he wanted to jam cocaine down the nostrils of the gringos. And this is the person that Donald Trump pardoned? And the American people are now supposed to believe that this whole situation that has unfolded in Venezuela has anything to do with a counter narcotics operation?
Only a little bit, only a few. Only a few of you believe that this was what this is about. Only a few of you goofies, you know, only a few of y'all that eat charcoal believe what Donald Trump is telling you. Only a few of y'all. The rest of us, we done woke up to the bullshit. We done woke up to the bullshit.
Later, Happy New Year. You've been critical of some of the briefers who will be speaking to you this afternoon, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, Marco Rubio. You've also been critical of some of the previous classified briefings you've received from the administration. What's your level of confidence going into this particular briefing that you'll get the answers that you say you and House Democrats are seeking on behalf of the American people, when these are the same officials who have briefed you in the past and you've been critical of the information that they provided?
House Democrats and Senate Democrats, I believe, are going to press every single member of the administration to get the answers that the American people deserve on a whole host of issues related to why this action was taken. And
I like that, Jazzy Smith. I like that. That's exactly what we got going on here. That's what I call goofies who believe everything this president says. I stopped believing everything he said after he told 2-3 lies. That's all he needed to do is tell me 2-3 lies, and I'm good. I'm good after you lie to me. You lie to me once, twice, I'm good on your ass.
Undertaken without congressional authorization. And what are the plans moving forward now that Donald Trump says that his administration is running Venezuela?
Yeah,
Donald
he
Trump
running.
had the nerve to dismiss the popular opposition leader of Venezuela. Said that she was not popular, did not have the support of the Venezuelan people. Donald Trump does not have the support of the American people. He's historically unpopular. And yet he's questioning the legitimacy.
The whole point is that he can have as much of a plan for the hemisphere as he likes. He has to have the approval of Congress to do these things. He cannot do it on his own. That is why we are condemning him. That is why most people are condemning him, because he is not getting approval. And you're supposed to get approval if you're going to put Americans in harm's way. And that's what you're doing, putting them in harm's way without getting permission. That's what's happening. Hey, Jackie.
Who should actually...
No, that Monroe Doctrine ain't no... Stop it, Tucker. Stop it. Don't act like you 15 years old. Act like a grown adult. You know what that difference is.
Succeed the deposed former president of.
And why do you think everybody is so hot then? Why do you think everybody's so hot then, word nerd? It seems he's done it. Why do you think everybody hot? That's wild. Y'all just wild. I told you he could shoot anybody, and these
So there are a lot of questions that need to
fall in
be
line.
answered
Fall in
today
line.
by the highest levels of the administration, and later on this week when the entire House and the entire Senate will be briefed.
I'm pretty sure you look these things up. Please look these things up. Stop saying dumb shit in the chat. Come on, y'all.
Are these issues that you expect to come up at the
Only Democrats are mad. Are you serious?
And
If you think only Democrats are mad, goofy, Lance, goofy, you need to go over there on X and read the MAGA chats. You need to go over there. And then you get to talking about only the Democrats are mad. Them MAGA people are mad over there. For real. I don't know where you hang out at, but you need to be looking at them other chats because they mad.
There is no military action that should be taken in Venezuela, in Greenland, in Panama, in Canada, in Cuba, or anywhere else on this globe without explicit approval by the United States Congress. That's our position. And we're going to work hard to make sure that we pass the legislation necessary to deal with an administration that is clearly out of control.
Yeah, you ignorant. That means you got to get up out of here. I don't like dummies in here. Dummies that don't think or research. If you don't do no research or think, dummy, get out of the chat.
Coming up later this week, do you believe if that passes the House, it can actually become law and further bring down healthcare costs for the American people?
Well, House Democrats are working hard in partnership with a handful of our Republican colleagues to make sure that we can move the legislation forward this week on a bipartisan basis to protect the health care of tens of millions of Americans, everyday Americans, middle-class Americans, and working-class Americans. When we successfully move that legislation out of the House, I do believe that a straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
I know they found it on the moon, Patriot. I know they found it on the moon where you live, but on here on Earth, ain't no proof.
Similar to the bill that will be moving in the House is the one piece of legislation that we know has bipartisan support by a majority of U.S. senators. Every single Senate Democrat and at least 4 Senate Republicans who have previously voted for a 3-year straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. There is no reason why this legislation, upon successfully being voted out of the House, shouldn't be taken up immediately by the Senate and passed. The only obstacle is John Thune and Senate Republicans who want to play procedural games as opposed to protecting the health care of the American people, when they know that a majority of United States senators support extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits and making sure that we protect the health care of working class Americans.
Thank you. Is there any concern that what's happening with Venezuela will overshadow the work that you guys have on the ACA, the work that you're doing on affordability and other issues like that?
From the very beginning of this administration, Donald Trump and their strategy, their flood the zone strategy, has been to wear America down so they can tear America down. This is not new. This has been the reality of the chaos, the confusion, the corruption, the crisis that has characterized the Trump administration since the very beginning.
You sound goofy as hell. I don't even know who that is. Wait a minute, I can't even read the name. What's the name? Just saying, you sound goofy as hell. You sound goofy as hell.
And we're going to have to continue to navigate our way through all of the challenges that are thrown at the American people. And eventually to end this national nightmare and continue this country's great march toward a more perfect union. We're starting the week. We have to deal with extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits. We will.
Well, they're going to have a meeting with the administration. They had a meeting with the administration. So let's see how they act tomorrow afternoon when they have a, what is it? I think they're supposed to talk about it on the floor, have a meeting. I don't know. They're going to do something. I know they're supposed to present some kind of resolution to stop Donald Trump. I don't know what, when, and how, but we shall see what it is. Let's see how different they act tomorrow. Are they acting the same way they acting today that they act tomorrow? Are they actually going to do something to pin this president down? Let's see.
We're going to confront the administration as it relates to actions that they took connected to Venezuela and the possibility that they're going to send additional troops into Venezuela, which is a non-starter, future military action, a non-starter. Why are we engaging in this kind of aggressive military behavior on behalf of big oil companies that make billions of dollars of profit each and every year at the same period of time when electricity bills in the United States of America are out of control because of what Donald Trump and Republicans did in their one big ugly bill when they decimated the clean energy economy. And ever since that point, electricity bills have been skyrocketing across the United States of America. And instead of Donald Trump and Republicans focusing on those cost of living issues, once again, we see Republicans trying to reward their billionaire donors, just like they did in the one big ugly bill, while they were gutting Medicaid at the same period of time. Tomorrow, there'll be a hearing that we hold to mark the 5-year anniversary of January 6th, a horrific attack on the United States Capitol that was part of the MAGA extremist effort to halt the peaceful transfer of power. And these people in the administration, they want to lecture the world about democracy when they're undermining the rule of law at home, as we all will be powerfully reminded about tomorrow. And here's the other thing that has to happen this week. We're going to make clear to the American people, on the one hand, the Trump administration promised to lower costs on day one. Costs haven't gone down, they're going up. The Trump tariffs are totally out of control. And as a result, everyday Americans are experiencing thousands of dollars of additional costs per year because of the Trump tariffs and the failure to keep your promise to lower costs. Here's what Donald Trump did do on day one. Pardoned hundreds of violent felons who brutally beat police officers on January 6th, and then released those serial criminals into communities all across the country, many of whom have reoffended in horrific ways, including rape, child pornography, and violent assault. And we're going to document all of that for the American people tomorrow on the 5th year anniversary of January 6th.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Some members of your caucus have been significantly less critical of Maduro than you just were, and you were in your statement. They've called his capture a kidnapping, and they have treated him as if he's the legitimate leader of the state, whereas both the former and current administrations have said that he is an illegitimate leader of Venezuela. Is it a mistake for Democrats to support Maduro's,
Why do you all keep saying we're supporting Maduro? We're not supporting Maduro. We're supporting the law. It's the law, not Maduro. It's the law. Goofies, get that through your head. It's the law. He is breaking the law according to the Congress and Constitution. He is breaking the law. It's like y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand what breaking up. Well, see, I'm talking to people who don't even understand the Constitution. I don't even know why I'm having this argument. Let's continue. I don't even know why I'm arguing with y'all because you don't read. So how the hell you know what the hell I'm talking about?
Support Maduro's removal from power.
I've been very clear about my views in terms of Maduro, his legitimacy, and the fact that he has clearly oppressed the Venezuelan people. We want a bright future for the Venezuelan people. It's a great country that's been decimated by the Maduro regime. Nobody is disputing that. But no one's also disputing the fact that the overwhelming majority of Americans do not support another failed foreign war.
Yes, they have done the research and they have found out only 30% of Republicans support 31%. I'm sorry, 31% Republicans support these ongoing wars. The ongoing wars. Nobody. So basically, nobody wants these ongoing wars except the hardcore nuggets. That's it. The rest of us can see we don't want to be dragged into wars. And they're talking about Colombia. They're talking about Cuba. He's talking about Greenland. Are you crazy?
Putting our men and women in uniform at risk. And the American people certainly do not support the notion that Donald Trump and his cronies like Stephen Miller, who's a joke and a toxic embarrassment, are going to run Venezuela, a country of 30 million people.
They ain't trying to run Venezuela because they left all of the people in charge except Maduro. They left all of the apparatus in charge that was suppressing and denigrating and humiliating the people in charge. They left all of them in charge, which basically means it's going to be business as usual. And Donald Trump has no intention of going over there and running anything. They just want the oil. People stop saying he's going to run it. We're going to run it. We ain't running shit. Only thing he wants is oil. That's it.
You kidding me? They're talking about making Venezuela great again. They haven't been able to make America great again. America's a wonderful country. We have challenges that we have to solve on behalf of working class folks in this country. And the Trump administration, throughout this previous year, into this year, has failed to do a damn thing to make life better for everyday Americans. And perhaps they should actually take heed of the fact that the American people, in election after election after election, are rejecting them, rejecting their extremism, and embracing the Democratic commitment to addressing the affordability crisis, as opposed to Republicans continuing to jam their failed extremism down the throats of the American people.
And this is what we meant when we said America first. America first means take care of what is happening in the United States first before you go outside the United States and start having wars. That's why we keep saying he's not putting America first. This has nothing, Venezuela has nothing to do with America. We don't have nothing to do with them people. Whatever Donald Trump was planning to do, he could have did that at some other point. We got other bigger fish to fry in this country. And he over there starting a war with Venezuela, about to start another war with Cuba, Colombia, Greenland, all of that. No, you're not putting America first. Well, he never did. I mean, I knew he never did. You just goofies think he did, but he never did.
Things just continue to go from bad to worse as it relates to the administration. Hopefully this week, as a result of Democratic leadership in partnership with some of our Republican colleagues who are prepared to do the right thing on extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits, we can deliver some good news for the American people.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. You said that the future of Venezuela should be determined by Venezuelans. What
That's right.
exactly do you mean? Are you calling for new elections in Venezuela?
Listen, the top line principle, which should not be in dispute, is that we need free and fair elections in Venezuela, and the future of the country should be determined by Venezuelans.
When the reporter asked Marco Rubio, "Sir, when are you all going to clear out the decks and then have elections in Venezuela?" Marco Rubio looked at her like she was crazy and said, "Elections? What do you mean by elections?" They don't have no intention of running that country. They're just talking.
And we know that there will be many Venezuelan Americans here in this country that have a substantial interest and stake in making sure that they bring about a bright future in Venezuela. We support that.
I can't deal with this kind of goofy shit right here on the
But
screen.
that cannot
I
mean
can't deal with that goofy shit.
continued military action that's rogue, that doesn't seek congressional approval, and that seems designed by Donald Trump, who explicitly, I think more than 24 times over the last 48 hours, Donald Trump has referenced oil in Venezuela, more than 24 times.
More than the people. More than the people. He don't care about you Venezuelans. He don't care one way or the other. He's a racist piece of shit. So he don't care about y'all. He care about the oil. Let's be clear on something. He ain't trying to liberate nobody. What he gonna say is, all you Venezuelans that's here in America, get your ass the fuck up out of here and go back to your country. That's what he gonna say.
And that's not something that the American people are interested in seeing. Lives lost from our men and women in uniform and involving ourselves in another quagmire similar to what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's beyond.
I don't care about them damn people. He shouldn't have went over there and got Maduro. I don't care what happened to them people. Them people have to make their world the way they want their world to be. Them people got to do what they got to do, just like we got to do what we got to do over here. My president shouldn't be over there talking to nobody, getting in nobody else's business, getting in no wars. When we told him he wasn't supposed to be getting in war, when we told him we didn't want no more wars, he shouldn't have took his monkey ass over there and shot up Iran. Shouldn't have took his ass over there and shot up Nigeria. He shouldn't have took his ass over there and shot up motherfucking Venezuela. I don't give a fuck about none of them countries. I care about America first.
Dispute. The American people aren't with it. House Democrats aren't with it. And the last thing in the world we need to see is the Trump administration running Venezuela. Focus on the American people.
Right.
And actually solving the many challenges that we have here in our country, which you have failed to do since being inaugurated on January 20th of last year.
Y'all see the dumb shit? You see the dumb shit on the screen? You see the dumb shit? This the dumb shit. This is why I call y'all goofy for the dumb shit.
Leader Jeffries, the president said he didn't notify Congress of the Venezuela operation because Congress might leak it. What's your response to that?
Yeah, that is an outrageous assertion because Donald Trump and the administration, and this is going to come up at the briefing that we're getting ready to have, because Secretary of State seemed to suggest that as well yesterday on Meet the Press. If you have a responsibility to notify Congress, or at least a subset of congressional leaders, that's there for a reason. It's because Congress, particularly the House, is the institution closest to the American people. And in the context of the United States Constitution, it's the Congress that has the sole power to declare war. So the Constitution isn't a matter of inconvenience. It is a requirement. George Washington, in his farewell address to the nation, made clear that the Constitution is sacredly obligatory upon all. That's what George Washington said. That means everybody. There is no Trump exception to the United States Constitution.
I wish people would figure that out. I wish they would figure that out. That you can't that you all head would be exploding if Biden had done half of this stuff. Done half of this stuff. So we don't care what you want. You MAGA people whining. Y'all whining, y'all whining, y'all whining. Y'all losing and y'all whining. Keep whining, keep losing. He gonna make every person around him go to jail.
And there's no
Grim Reaper coming for him, so he don't care. He don't care. That's why he doing all this shit, because he know the Grim Reaper finna hit his ass. You saw him falling asleep in the meeting. The Grim Reaper is right over his shoulder. That's why he keep falling asleep. Grim Reaper keep throwing snow peels in front of him, making him take the snow peels.
evidence that the Trump administration has ever presented of congressional leaders being briefed in a classified setting and that information then being leaked in a way that undermined America's national security interests. The question that we're dealing with right now is, how was this military action taken by the Trump administration going to advance the national security interests of the American people?
See the goofy I got to deal with? See the goofy I got to deal with on the screen? This is why I call you goofy. For the goofy shit on the screen.
We still don't have any answers as it relates to what should be a fundamental guiding principle whenever this type of extraordinary military action is taken.
Congressman Pat Ryan, and some other members of your party have insinuated that the Trump administration, Secretary of State Rubio, lied to Congress in December about the administration's war aim.
Yes, he did. Marco Rubio lied to the American people. Well, they all lying. They all lying about this Venezuela stuff. They all lying. But Marco Rubio actually got his ass up in front of people and started lying.
In the last all-member briefing, do you believe that the administration has lied?
The administration certainly is going to have to try to reconcile its prior statements that were both publicly made and made directly to Congress that regime change was not an aim of this administration. That's what they said. Regime change was not what was behind the military strikes that have.
This the goofy shit on the screen. Do you know all of y'all say the same thing, Patrick, American vet? All of you MAGA Republicans say the same thing. Only people who got the zombie mentality would be spouting the same talking points. You're the ones that are easily brainwashed because you all went to the same show and got the same talking points, and you say the same damn thing everywhere. Everywhere. You don't see not now one Democrat in here talking about no Republicans. You don't see none of us calling y'all brain dead or nothing else. Y'all the only ones say that shit. Zombie. Just zombie.
Have been taking place off the coast of Venezuela for the last several months. While at the same period of time, over the last several months, they were planning this extensive military operation. And so,
and you're a zombie.
A very reasonable question
and said the shit you
that
did.
needs to be asked: did the administration lie to the United States Congress by saying that regime change was not a goal, while at the same time they were preparing to go get Maduro and execute regime change? And that certainly is going to be what the Congress is going to confront, at least on the Democrat.
I got to highlight this dumb shit. I have got to highlight this dumb shit right here. Y'all see the dumb shit that come out of these charcoal eating people's mouth? Do you see what comes out of this grass eating motherfucker's mouth? Just zombie land. Just a zombie. Nothing better. Too bad the word doesn't hurt me. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. Say nigger, 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 nigger. I'm sorry. Doesn't hurt me.
Democratic side, the
Just
administration about
shut your zombie ass up.
30 minutes from now in that classified briefing for congressional leaders, and later on this week when they come before the entire Congress.
Your mother, Chris. Your mama, Chris.
What are your thoughts on that? This is a sign that Congress is taking power of the purse back from the Doge. Seems like a lot of
Yeah, we'll have Rosa DeLauro did a tremendous job. Democratic appropriators working.
No, man, y'all got that hands down.
Job. I haven't
hands down, y'all got that.
To review the package in its entirety, but it's supported strongly by Rosa DeLauro for very sound reasons.
Your mother.
We'll discuss it on Wednesday morning as a caucus, but it's on a very positive trajectory.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Happy New Year. You mentioned the need for action and a response from Democrats possibly legislation. Obviously, 3 Democrats last year introduced war power resolutions. Some of those could be coming up for.
Yes, he does.
Where you still have to talk to the caucus, stand on those.
Absolutely.
And on government funding, there's still a defense appropriations bill. Are House Democrats having a discussion?
What the fuck is wrong with the sound? It ain't my stuff.
Who knows what else in that bill to get support, Democratic support on that funding bill?
Well, we'll cross the bridge with respect to the defense appropriations bill.
This is that wild
get to
shit.
At some point soon, we got to
That
get these
wild,
3 current
goofy
bills
shit.
that will be on the floor later on this week through the House over to the Senate, and then if there's bipartisan support in both chambers, to President Trump's desk. But I think it certainly, is the case. There's real concern as it relates to the need for congressional action connected to our sole power to declare war. No further military action should be taken in Venezuela or anywhere else without explicit congressional approval. And we need to legislate that, because otherwise we certainly cannot rely upon the administration simply to do the right thing. It's going to be interesting if they try to maintain, and the Attorney General apparently is going to be in this brief.
Every last one of y'all come up here and say this bullshit on the screen. Every last one of y'all come up and say the same thing. That's one of the things that y'all all say. Let me check something else that y'all all say. That's the one thing y'all all say. That's wild.
That this is a law enforcement operation. Explain to me, I'm trying to figure this out. This is a law enforcement operation.
No, you read a book, Goofy. You read a book, Goofy.
That involved an elite unit of the military, Delta Force. It involved at least 150 different military planes.
That's wild.
Aircraft and helicopters. It involved dozens of naval ships off the coast of Venezuela.
And it cost the American taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. Cost the American taxpayers just to do this, just to go to somebody else's country and kidnap somebody else that we didn't have no business kidnapping. Cost us millions of dollars. Taxpayer millions of dollars.
It's action that apparently involved thousands of troops in different ways throughout the region. It involved direct military strikes in Venezuela. And we're supposed to believe this was a law enforcement action? Make it make sense.
It ain't
It
gonna
does
make
not. It
sense.
was military action without explicit approval by the United States Congress, which is why the Congress needs to act this week.
This is another thing all of y'all say. No proof whatsoever, but all of you goofy say the same thing right here on the screen. I knew I was going to catch one of y'all saying it because you say the same thing over and over again. All of y'all agree on the same statement, this dumbass statement. All of y'all agree on that. Give me another one so we can do 1, 2, 3. Buckle my shoe. 3. Come on. I want 3 more. I want another one. You going to say it.
Thank you, Leader. So with the removal of Maduro from office, do you believe that the United States and Venezuela are in a safer place than they were before, or is it worse?
It remains to be seen what the situation is going to be in Venezuela because the Trump administration has no plan. In fact, Donald Trump's plan is to say to the American people, he's running Venezuela. Marco Rubio or Pete Hegseth or Stephen Miller apparently are running Venezuela. Come on.
No, I don't need to agree with the last one, Black America. Why would I need to agree with the last one, Black America? That makes no fucking sense. Her sleeping with Brown makes no fucking sense. She got elected in California. Elected. People voted for her, remember? 2 times. How is that sleeping to the top?
That is not a serious statement. It's a very dangerous one. And the American people want no part of the Trump administration running a different country. It's in violation of international law, the notion that the Trump administration.
I knew somebody was going to come up with it. I knew somebody was going to come up with it. Because every night I get into this chat, I get into it with y'all, and somebody got to say at least 3 things, and y'all all agree on the same bullshit. You see this right here? Democrats are satanic. Democrats are demonic. Every one of y'all say this right here. That's wild, which tells me you went to a cult school, which tells me you all listen to the same bullshit from somebody. I don't know whether your mama or your daddy or the church told you this shit, but all y'all got the same lesson. All y'all think the same way. That's why it's zombie talk. Democrats are satanic. All of y'all say them 3 things. Y'all really need to get out. That's fucked up.
Of 30 million people in South America. And so
I knew I was going to get y'all to say
the future of Venezuela is uncertain. And there's chaos, there's danger, there's uncertainty, there's crisis that may befall the country if the situation is not managed correctly. The future of Venezuela should be determined by the Venezuelan people, period, full stop. In terms of whether America is better off, America would be better off if Donald Trump and the administration decided to actually focus on making life better for the American people, as opposed to the chaos, the crisis, the corruption that we continue to see.
That doesn't mean she slept her way to the top, Black America. She had 2, 3 elections in California. They elected her. She didn't sleep with all the voters to vote for her, so therefore she didn't sleep her way to the top. Where do you get she slept her way? But then I said you were part of that goofy MAGA crowd. Only goofy MAGA people think she slept her way to the top instead of knowing that she had election after election after election to win her job.
And have seen in this country since day one of Donald Trump's presidency. House Democrats are determined to make life better for the Americans.
Let's get that right.
We believe in this country.
Let's get
when
that
you
right.
work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to live an affordable life, a comfortable life, live the good life, not too complicated. Good paying job, good housing, good health care, good education for your children, and a good return.
Black, sometimes I can't tell. You be spouting that same garbage that they be spouting.
Retirement. We need to lower the high cost of living. We need to fix our broken healthcare system. And we definitely need to clean up the corruption that we continue to see in real time from this administration so we can deliver a country that actually works for everyday Americans. Thank you, everyone.
This is wild. This is wild. You are pure evil. Where do y'all get that? I'd love to sit down with one of you MAGAs and come to figure out where the hell you get Democrats are evil when y'all the same side. People keep saying we the same side of we the same bird, different side. How is it that I'm the evil one because I'm a Democrat, but you pure light. You don't do nothing wrong. Don't no Republican do nothing wrong. That don't even make sense. That don't even make logical sense. But yet all of y'all say it. The Democrats are pure evil. That's wild. That's wild. And then I knew y'all was going to say exactly what you say every time y'all get in the chat. Always say the same thing. Democrats are evil. Why don't you get a book and figure out that your party is full of shit too? Your party is just as bad as Democrats too. Instead of coming over here whining about Democrats, why don't you whine about Republicans too? Because the Republicans are just as bad. I think far left is evil. I knew y'all was going to say it. I knew you was going to say it. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I definitely will be back tomorrow. I'll definitely be back tomorrow because it is what it is, and there's always news. And I want to see how these people in Congress, these shitty-ass Republicans, act when they are confronted with the acts of Donald Trump. Because they're going to be briefed, or they were briefed. So let's see how they all act. Shall we? I will be back tomorrow. I definitely will. I definitely will. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like, share, and subscribe.